Okay. Beta. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. I'm from that. What it do? What it do? Still with the camp, shine like a lamp. Big boss hog, boss dog, K-Po through the door. Here to talk this box before I get to my soliloquy. Remember, tough times don't last. Good people do. Don't off yourself. Call them in if I lie. Maybe you matter. Peak game. Peak game. 84's on West Wing. I was laughing. This is dude called Mexico Dro, whatever his name is. His songs, he got, the beats is live, pause. You know, he can't really rap, but he got like good songs. You know, there are dudes that can't rap, but they make good songs. That's him. You know, he be saying stuff, I'll be like, okay. What he say? I ain't doing no punk stuff to go viral. Punk A, B, B, crying like they on their cycle. I said, oh, that's the Bud Buddies. I said, that's the Bud Buddies, man. But this video is dedicated to my brother, Jay Will, man. Jay Will, I gotta get you, bro. I got to. You know what I mean? Much respect, but Jay Will tried to call me out, you know, when I sat there and I said, hey, man, you know, my stance has changed a little bit on the Terence Crawford-Canelo fight. He told me, nah, keep that same energy, boss. Keep that same energy. Don't switch up now. Don't switch up, boss Huggy. Boss don't ever switch up, okay? My stance on that fight is still the same. I'm still picking Canelo Alvarez to win due to the weight. I just think the fight is going to be a closer fight now. At first, I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't think it was going to be close. I said, I see ways Crawford can win, you know, if he keep Canelo on the outside box, use lateral movement, and because that's a kryptonite for Canelo. Canelo, if you fight long with Canelo and keep him on the end of your punches, he don't have an answer for that, right? And Crawford, as soon as his back foot hits, he throwing something. Canelo don't have an answer for that, especially now because Canelo throws a lot of singles. He's not a guy that's gonna throw. He's not a guy that throws combination punches no more. He throws a lot of singles, right? A lot of single shots. That's what he doing. He throwing a two. He throwing a jab. He throwing a body shot. That's what he doing for 12 rounds. He's not looking to put combination punches together like he used to. His head movement ain't what he used to. And the reason why my stance has changed on this fight is because of what I saw in that William Score fight. I know what y'all gonna say. Oh man, he been like that. No, Canelo has slowed down. He's gotten slower. As far as his speed on his punches, things like that. Even old Canelo, I still would say Terence Crawford would be faster, right? He would be the faster fighter, right? Because he's coming from a smaller weight class. Faster feet. Terence Crawford is just leaps and bounds more skillful than Canelo, right? But Canelo has a set of skills at a bigger weight class that he could utilize, right? And Canelo has seen it all. Terence Crawford hasn't seen a Canelo. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. I know the Bud Buddy gonna say, what do you mean? Terence Crawford is special. No, Terence Crawford is very good. He's not special. He's a very good fighter. He's not special. Boots is special. Roy Jones Jr. is special. Pernell Whitaker is special. Sugar Ray Leonard is special. Bud is just very good. Roy Jones Jr., special. Those are special fighters, right? A special fighter is a fighter that comes in once in a lifetime that do stuff in that ring where you like, oh my God. Bud don't strike you as that. Bud just beat people up. He just beat you up. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just do like the regular stuff that you see every day, whether if you grew up in the hood or you don't got to grow up in the hood. You seen fights and you see a dude dominate a dude, like that's what Bud do. You know what I mean? That's it. But it's nothing special about that. He ain't doing nothing different. He just beating dudes up. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you see Boots in there throwing uppercuts from over here and landing it. And then dude throw a punch and he barely make a miss, and then spin off of that, and then throw a hook, and then roll, and then throw a combination, and mid-combination switch to southpaw. You like, oh my God, like stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about. That's special right there. You know what I mean? Where you could be a showman and still dominate. Bud don't do that. Bud just beat you up. He just stay fundamentally sound and he just beat you up. That's it. He ain't doing nothing special in there where you like, oh, it's just like, okay. You know what I mean? But like I said, to get back on topic, the reason why my stance has changed, it ain't got nothing to do with Bud. It has to do with Canelo. That's why I said, this is a 50-50 fight now. I still, due to the weight, would favor Canelo because of the weight. And I think the fight will be extremely close until it's not. That's what I think. One or two things gonna happen, okay, in this fight, and I'm done. Bud gonna box Canelo head off to a unanimous decision, or Canelo gonna knock Terence Crawford out. That's just what's gonna happen. Now I know what you may be saying. How you gonna say this is gonna be a close fight if you unanimous decision? I think the round's gonna be so close to the point where they're gonna have to start looking at little small things to give a fighter a round. Right? That's just real talk. And due to the fact that Bud is real tight with Turki Al-Sheikh and Canelo is not, if this fight is close, it's gonna go to Bud. I'm telling you this. That you do with that information as you will. If this fight is close, it's gonna go to Bud Crawford. So Canelo gonna have to knock Terence Crawford out. He gonna have to. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Now, I'm gonna make another video because I saw somebody on the Boxer Voice say it's gonna be close, or Bud gonna be beating Canelo, and then Canelo gonna Amir Khan him. Oh, I start laughing. I don't know. I mean, that very well may happen. But I'm just telling y'all, like, y'all be sitting here thinking like, oh, you're hating on him. You're hating. I'm just telling you the facts. I'm telling you, somebody who's been in a ring before. As a bigger guy, I've sparred dudes smaller than me. That was better than me. But because I got power, they couldn't do nothing. You know what I mean? They couldn't do all that stuff they was doing. That's all I'm saying. We just being trill with it. I'm not sitting here saying this because I want Crawford to lose and I'm hating on him and, you know, because that's what y'all want. Y'all want me to be like, oh, I don't like Crawford. I hate him and da-da. No, I never had an issue with Terence Crawford. As far as him as a fighter, I never had like I always liked him as a fighter. You know what I mean? I told y'all, when it came down, I always picked Crawford. You know what I mean? Even the matchup that all y'all keep bringing up, the Errol Spence. I told y'all in my breakdown of that fight, I said Terence Crawford can beat Errol Spence if he do this, and he did exactly what I said. Now, did I see a stoppage out of that? No, I didn't. Not gonna lie to you. That's the only thing that I say I didn't see. I didn't see a stoppage, right? But he fought Errol exactly how I said he needed to fight him to win. I said that in my fight breakdown. I said, hey, if he used lateral movement and he used his speed and he also looked to counter Errol, he'll beat Errol. I said that. What did he do? Exactly that. He did exactly that. Only thing I got wrong out of that was the end result and the knockdowns and the stoppage. That's it. But he did everything else I said he needed to do to win the fight. So what we talking about? If I hated him, why would I give him any type of credit? Why would I say, hey, you know what? Terence Crawford would beat Errol. Or Errol would beat Terence Crawford. He'll dominate him. That's it. No, I gave a breakdown both fighters. And I told you Terence Crawford can win. I see ways Terence Crawford can win. I told you that. So I know y'all want to pick sides and, oh, this is like we Crips and Bloods. I don't do that in boxing. I give both sides to both fighters, just like I'm doing in this fight. I'm giving both sides to both fighters. I said I want Terence Crawford to win, but I go with boxing logic. And boxing logic, this man Canelo 2 weight classes up. You know, it's the same thing I said in the Charlo fight. I said, man, I want Jermell Charlo to win, but I know Canelo gonna win. And what happened? That power bothered Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Now, Bud, I think Bud will be willing to go out on his shield. I think Bud just gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. I think push come to shove, because there's difference between, people don't understand, there's difference between boxing and fighting, right? I think if Bud get in a situation to where, you know, he kind of get neutralized a little bit, he gonna start fighting. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I don't know if Canelo can do. So that might be an advantage for Bud. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Canelo can get into that mode where he just F the boxing. You know what I mean? I know Bud can do that. You know what I mean? So, you know, especially at this age. But Canelo Alvarez is comfortable. He older. You know what I'm saying? Like, he getting lazy, man. I'm just going to be real with you. He don't have that drive no more, and that's why I said what I said about how I look at the fight differently now, because of the mental aspect and what I saw in that ring with him score. He looked horrible. He looked drained. He looked washed. Canelo is a shell of himself. Canelo is he in boxing just to basically drain boxing. That's it. He in the sport to get all the money to set his family up for life. That's it. And he's getting paid all this money due to past endeavors. He's not even doing nothing now. In his last couple fights, he's not fighting the people we want to fight. We want him to fight. He ain't looking invincible in these fights. He just doing enough to win. Truthfully, if his name wasn't Canelo and didn't have his past accolades based off these last 4 or 5 fights, he'll be on the undercard. Do with that information that you will. Get mad at your mama, not me. I'm just being honest with you. If that man's name was not Canelo Alvarez, based off his last 4 or 5 fights, that man be on the undercard. He'll be an undercard fighter. Because he hasn't been looking impressive. Right? He hasn't. He'll knock a dude down, but don't finish him. And it normally be like a single shot. Boom! He dropped Berlanga. Boom! He dropped Jaime Munguia. You know what I mean? Didn't drop John Ryder at all. So all I'm saying at the end of the day is, like, my viewpoint is still the same on the fight. As far as the outcome, I still think Canelo gonna win. My boxing logic is Canelo. I want Terence Crawford to win because I want Canelo to stop holding up 168 pounds. You got a lot of young champions, young fighters who can do something at the weight class, but they can't do anything because Canelo holding up the division. He held up the division so much, Dave Benavidez and David Morrell had to move out of the division. And Dave Benavidez is the fight we want to see. We want to see Canelo versus David Benavidez. But he don't want to fight that man, bro. He's scared of him. I'm sorry. He ain't scared of him. I don't think no fighter afraid of no fighter. But he see that's a dangerous fight. You know what I'm saying? And I think Canelo, he ain't into taking risks no more. He don't want to take no risk. He don't want to go there. He just want to coast and get his 200 million and go chill. So we shall see where it goes. But Jay Will, after the fight, you know where to find me at. I don't avoid. I don't run for no smoke. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you was like, I'm gonna come find you. You ain't gotta find me. I'm gonna come find you. Just like I did after the Errol fight. A lot of y'all disappeared. I went live immediately after that fight. You know what I mean? And the only reason this gets brought back up is because of y'all keep talking about it. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Let's go.